Hey guys, Pitmar3 here. Welcome back to Let's Play Calibur 2. I guess commentator is not here with me right now because I said I was going to do the dungeons without him just because we both didn't want to waste our time on that. But I figured I'd go ahead and show them anyway for those of you that want to see how to get, like, you know, a specific thing. I'm going to show all the paths, so we're going to start with this one. Now, a few of them, like this one, I already did the dungeon for, but this is the extra mission. And some of them, like the ones that we unlocked by getting a new pathway after beating the extra mission on a different mission, I'm going to be doing the regular and the extra mission. So, you'll be seeing all of them here. I don't know what just happened right there. That was a little crazy. But yeah, if you mess up, like I already said in a dungeon, it's not going to throw you out or anything, you just have to redo that level. I'm probably going to be cheap on most of these, and that's mostly because I want to focus on at least a little bit of commentary here, because there's actually some stuff I wanted to talk about. Yeah, believe it or not, we're actually going to be talking about somewhat important things. Yeah, I know, that's pretty messed up, isn't it? The first thing I wanted to go over is when this project is done, if I ever get it done. I know it seems like I update really slowly, and that's just because my guest commentator and I usually don't have, both have free time, both at the same time. But the first thing I was going to go over, I know this is, I'm really focusing on right now the Wind Waker and Super Smash Bros., which I need to get some videos for that as well. And I forgot this is a short dungeon, so you don't have to worry about this one for that long. But anyway, I know that a lot of people really enjoyed watching this, and I don't know if that was because, you know, there was another commentator, so you didn't have to hear me babble on or say nothing, one of the two. Home run. But what I'm probably going to do after this is done, I'll probably have another one that's kind of updated slowly that'll be a co-op LP. I'm not sure what it'll be. It might be like, I don't know, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. It probably won't be a Smash Bros. Game just because the sheer fact that if I did something like Brawl as a co-op, it would take a very, very long time. But if that sounds like a good idea to y'all, you know, like doing another LP, not a very, very long one, but, you know, one that would take some time and have co-op through the entire thing, and just have it updated slowly, then post a comment saying if you would like that to happen, or if you would prefer something else, what would it be for that extra third Let's Play. And I just now realized I was using the magic sword, not Link's regular sword. But oh well, that's not important. So if I remember correctly, this is the dungeon with about a zillion Berserkers in it. Ow. Take that, Berserker. Now, the one I'm probably actually going to leave here, because I know I said I skipped it and I was going to come back to it, I am actually going to do the one where it unlocks the other area, what I said about the Edge Master thing. I am actually going to do that with the guest commentator. And I just got completely destroyed right there. But I am actually going to say that that's going to be one of the last missions I do. So I'm going to get like all the dungeons, all the extra missions, and then I'm going to do that one. And then we'll go on to that final area, because that is actually where you can unlock, well, provided that you actually did this to unlock all the characters, it's where you unlock the last character. Now, if you did unlocking the characters by getting all the, you know, by getting the certain amount of versus matches, then I don't know if this is the last, or that is the last character you'll get or not. And it's not the last character you can use in Weapon Master, I just mean the last character for, like, you know, Classic or whatever. Or Versus, I'm sorry, not Classic. But yeah, that was one of the things I wanted to go over. Also, I believe there was a few other things. I'm trying to remember what they were right now. Well, while I'm thinking of them, I'll give you a quick overview of what I'm doing here. I will be doing all the tipples, including like the ones at the very end. You know, just so whenever we actually get back to doing this again, we won't have to worry about going through those. So I will be going through that temple right before the Inferno fight as well. And all the ones that we haven't gotten to on the extra missions. I am also going to go through all the areas in the dungeons. I think I already said that. So if there's a weapon, I will be getting it. I won't be buying it if I can avoid it. And I know I'm being cheap here, but there's going to be so many dungeons that honestly, as much as you guys probably like watching this, there's no way you're going to want to watch this many rooms of dungeon, because I know like that first dungeon only had 3 rooms, so it wasn't that big of a deal, but there are dungeons where on that map, it goes like in a complete snail shell like thing, and it just goes all the way around the corner, and it's just a lot of levels that honestly, it's the same fight over and over, whether it's against a Berserker or against an actual character like Taki or Yoon Sung or whatever. And even though it's fun to watch, I doubt you would want to watch all of it. But I didn't want to really cut it either, so, you know, if there was like something that was in a dungeon that you didn't want to miss, then I didn't want to forget that either. I guess I could give a little bit more explanations in the dungeons and kind of what they're really designed for. I mean, obviously they are really designed. I know a lot of people think they're just there to annoy you. What dungeons do typically, now, like for some of them you'll unlock a character, like we unlock Yoshimitsu in one of the dungeons. You're not going to get EXP from a dungeon unless you're facing the boss of the dungeon. Otherwise you're not going to get any EXP at all from it. You will get gold from it though. As you can see, I didn't get any EXP for beating him, but I got a little bit of gold. Alright, another Berserker. Now, not all the dungeons are always Berserkers, as you've seen before, but there are a fair amount that are always Berserkers. And my co-commentator is correct in saying that Berserker is an Astaroth clone. He is. Just as the Assassin is a Yoon Sung clone. Berserker's a little bit slower than Astaroth, but he's a little bit more powerful. And the Assassin's a little bit faster, but he's a little bit weaker as well. I'm sorry if my commentary seems like it's a little bit like I'm sound tired. I just had to mow the lawn, and I haven't done that because, you know, the grass has been dead for who knows how long, but and it's always worse whenever it gets to whenever the grass is starting to whenever the grass is starting to, you know, actually come back to life, and it's also really bad whenever. Why did I fall off? I shielded. I wasn't that close to the edge. Must have a weird condition on this one, I don't know. But yeah, it's always worse whenever the grass is dead and coming back to life, or it's dying. So, the beginning of mowing the lawn, or the last few weeks of having to mow the lawn. Just because you're getting dead grass in your face. Wow, I actually had the bow and arrow hit. I usually don't have that happen. And yeah, I'm thinking that had extra abilities like the explosion and having the ability to not hold your footing on the edge. Kind of like in the charade fight. For the most part, there's not any extra conditions. I mean, they always tell you to navigate through the booby trap dungeon and defeat the boss. That's always the quote-unquote thing that they give for you. And by quote-unquote thing, I mean objective. Dang it. I don't know how he's faster than me. I used one of the faster moves I had. I guess that must count as a kick or something, but whatever, because I didn't use a kick. I used a vertical. But yeah, there are extra conditions sometimes, but it's not very common. now we can get back on the actual path here. Yeah, here's another different one where you can't see the enemy, obviously. You can still grab them, though. I want to hear the scream. Thank you. Of course, I don't know if we've been through a dungeon that had the ice flooring or not, but those are pretty mean. Because there are some areas in a dungeon where like the ground will be covered in ice, and obviously you can't hold your footing at all. I don't think it's one like this. I think it's more of the... It's like the I don't want to sound like racist or whatever the word is for this or anything, but they're the more Egyptian-like temples, you know, with like all the thrones and like really cool hieroglyphics on the wall. And I don't think that sounds racist because Egypt is known for hieroglyphics, so that's one of the things they're known for. But, you know, it's one of those, and it's got, like, ice all over the floor. They've got one where it's got a lava ring on the outside, and if you stand in it too long, it hurts you. And I think we're getting pretty close to the end here. I think there's another part where it branches off momentarily. Yep, right here. I don't think this is the way to the boss. I think down is the way to the boss. But I want to make sure I don't leave any weapons behind. And I know I could just buy all the weapons. I know for a fact you can do that, but I'd really rather not have to worry about it. Ouch! He like got knocked into the air and then fell into the water. Okay, I guess that was just an extra thing. For all I know, you may only get the actual weapons in the real dungeon and not the extra mission dungeon. I'm not sure. But I think anyway, for what I know about the game, somewhat, it's been a while since I went through Weapon Master. Because this is one of the few games where I don't actually start over and you see like, hey, let's see if we can unlock everything, because it takes so long to get to an Edge Master level that I just didn't bother to do it. This is, I think, the second time I played through it, the first time being whenever I actually got the game. Oh, this is Sophia. I was going to say, I hate Cassandra. She's so annoying. Sophia's got lower HP than Cassandra, and Cassandra is very cheap. She just has cheap moves. Like, even if you use her well, her moves are cheap. Okay, there's the boss. But I believe to get one of the characters unlocked in Versus mode, I think you have to beat every single... Oh, cool. Bonus. Sweet. Wow, I beat him with 0 seconds left. And I know I beat him because it said knockout before it said time's up. So chapter clear, new feature. Okay, so you do get a new feature, but that might just be for beating the boss. So in this one, Berserker is now selectable. You can see how I went through the dungeons. I knew there was a dungeon that gave you Berserker, but Stone Temple Extra in Subchapter 1 and this one down here, that gives you Berserker. I'm guessing this is... Okay, I said I was going to avoid this one, so I am. However, this is the one I was talking about, the Egyptian-like one. Because, see, it looks Egyptian, right? I'm not trying to sound rude here or anything, but it looks more Egyptian. You know, it's got, like, cats and hieroglyphics and sphinxes, and it just looks more Egyptian. I'm not trying to sound mean. And then you get levels like this, made of ice, that do nothing but annoy you. That's all this is designed for, is just to annoy the player. But whatever, we'll still go through it. So if you haven't already noticed by now, oh yeah, here's another one. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. It's not really quicksand because it never actually kills you. You can only go down to a certain point, and then after that, it doesn't do anything. Because as you'll see right here, you can only... See, it just stops after a certain point, so it can never actually kill you. Trying to think of those other two things I was going to say. I think I'm going to leave the other one for my 1 year anniversary, which I know is still a ways off. Because I started in like July or something like that. And to be honest, I did not think I would get over 100 subscribers before my first year. Whoa, I nearly fell off right there. There was that lava ring I was talking about. I do like these, though. They're more fun. Like, they add more depth. The other dungeons, the only thing that can change is the flooring. And really, the only time it ever affected me was whenever it was, like, in a really, really small triangle. Because they can do that. And so it's really easy to get a ring out. Oh, joy. Nightmare, you and your combos. That's why Nightmare's the best heavyweight, and I've said it a billion times, but he's slow, but if he starts comboing you, he can do a lot of damage. Astaroth can't really... He's got combos, but they're not as long. You can't really chain them together as well as Nightmare. So that's why Nightmare is probably a lot better than Astaroth. Oh yeah, now I remember what I was planning to say. Because I'd completely forgotten about it. I don't know which path I'm supposed to be taking here, so... Whatever. I know it's been a while since I actually did this one, so I'm not going to remember. Gotcha. What I was going to say is if you want this updated more, leave a comment saying you definitely want to see my co-commentator actually here. Because I usually have time. He's the one that doesn't. And that's not... I'm not trying to sound like, you know, he's a horrible person or anything. Because if he was, why in the world would he be on one of my videos? I'm just saying that I usually have more free time than he does, so... Okay, why would you be trying to regain your health when your health is already full? Yoshimitsu, you're insane. What's wrong with you? You crazy. But yeah, if you want to see him more, just like leave a comment saying I'd rather see. I want to see your co-host on more, and if I get enough comments, maybe he'll realize that we should be doing this more often, and so you might get to see this more often. Oh, that was so stupid. Whatever. I will be right back because we're out of time.